Now, as most of you already know, that one of the things that has been dragging the shares of SoFi down is the student loan repayment holds, which of course, by the way, they started when the pandemic started back in 2020. And now this is one of the things that already you know that it has been hurting or dragging the shares of SoFi down. But regardless of these student loan repayments, we have been seeing SoFi doing really good in terms of their earnings. They have been managing to beat analyst expectations on both their EPS and the total revenue they generated, which is one of the things that makes me to remain positive and bullish onto SoFi Technologies. And yes, I know that the student loan repayments, of course, it is impacting SoFi in terms of the total revenue they generated. I mean, of course, SoFi came out, and I think it was early this year, and said that for their Q1 of 2022, because of the student loan repayment holds, they will lose around 20 to 25 million dollars from their total revenue they generate, which is something that, of course, we already know that. But irregardless of that announcement which SoFi announced early this year, SoFi continues to beat analyst expectations, and it is one of the things that, like I said, continues to make me to load the boat onto SoFi Technologies. I mean, on their latest earnings, which is their Q1 of 2022 earnings, we saw them beating analyst expectations on both the revenue and the EPS they reported, which is something that, of course, it has been taken as a very good thing to say that it is not, though these student loan repayments may be put to hold, SoFi is a company that continues to do very well. SoFi, it is a company that is continuing to do very well, which is why on their Q1 of 2022 earnings, we saw them coming and increase their guidance for the rest of the year. Now, this is something that it has to be taken as a very good sign to say that regardless of these short-term headwinds of the student loan repayment hold, SoFi will still do very well in terms of their earnings, because before the Q1 earnings were reported, in fact, I think it was late last year, SoFi indicated that the guidance for this year was $1.57 billion, and of course they then reduced it when we read that the Biden administration has of course postponed further the student loan repayments to end of August. They came now and said that they believe that the guidance should be around $1.47 billion, but on their Q1 earnings, we saw them increasing their guidance again to $1.5 billion, which is something that, of course, must just show you that regardless, like I said, of the student loan repayment holds, SoFi is a company that continues to do very well, which is something that you should take it as a positive move from your side and continue loading the boat. I mean, one of the things that, of course, has to motivate you is the fact that insiders of the SoFi Technologies have been buying their own stock. I mean, the CEO, we have seen around 10 transactions of him loading the boat on his own company, which is one thing that has to be taken as a very bullish move, because I personally believe that there's no way that the CEO can throw in a lot of money into his company knowing very well that it won't do or won't perform much better in the years to come, which is something that it has to be taken as a very bullish move. Now, the main reason for today's video, guys, is the fact that we just read wonderful news just yesterday indicating that the Biden administration is of course considering to wipe around $10,000 of student loans from those that own student loans, which is something that, of course, this might be a bullish move for SoFi, because after the $10,000 student loan is wiped, we are definitely going to see the resumption of student loan repayments, which, guess what, it will be a good thing for private lenders, including SoFi. They are going to continue generating more revenue. We are going to expect to see them report more revenues, and the guidance are going to be increased, because we know that the student loan repayments are being resumed. Now, SoFi Technologies, it is a company that not only are insiders like the CEO, who has made 10 transactions buying this stock recently, is loading the boat, but we are also seeing institutions loading the boat onto SoFi Technologies. I mean, in the Q1 of 2022, we saw Morgan Stanley increasing their holdings onto their SoFi Technologies or onto this Sofi technology stock, which is something that has to be taken as a bullish move, or which, that of course has to come as a good message to us, the retail investors, to say that these, even the big financial institutions, can see the potential that lies within this Sofi technology stock. Sofi, it is a company that continues to do very well. I mean, from their acquisitions, from their partnership, we are seeing them strategically placing themselves so that they flourish high in the near future, which is the very same thing that continues to make me to remain bullish onto the Sofi technology stock. I mean, this week personally, I also went in, and those of you that follow me on Facebook, you will know that I went in and loaded the boat onto Sofi Technologies, because this is one of the stocks that I personally believe that it will do very well in the future, especially trading at, or especially taking advantage of these low trading prices. I mean, Sofi Technologies has got a 52-week high of over $20 and now trades just around, or just over $7 per stock, which that, my friends, just has to make you that this is a stock that is trading way below its 52-week high, which is something that is getting to see or know that their fundamentals are growing stronger, and this stock is trading far below their all-time high. It's one of the things that must motivate you to probably consider or take an advantage of this low trading price and load the boat onto Sofi Technologies. So I'm really looking forward to the White House official coming out and announcing the cancellations of 10,000 from those people that own student loans in the US, which again will just have to make, or will make them to, of course, suspend the holds on the student loan repayments, and we are going to get to see those that own their loans coming in and paying or repaying their loans, which is something that is a bullish and a positive move for a company like Sofi, which is one of the things that I think getting to read this news yesterday made the Sofi stock to perform way much better this week, which is one of the things that, of course, those of you that have been piling when the stock was trading around $5 per stock or over $5 per stock are definitely probably smiling right now, because chances of Sofi probably going down to $5 are becoming more and more slimmer, which is why I personally believe that if you are anticipating that probably the only time that you will load the bottom to Sofi, it is when it goes down probably to its 52-week low. We might not see that happen, though I'm not saying that, of course, 100% we might not see it yet, but I'm just saying the chances of it going down to that 52-week low are becoming more and more slim, which is why I personally believe that you have to take the opportunity now and load the boat onto this Sofi Technologies stock, because one way or the other, this is a stock which will do very well. Otherwise, I just thought I should just give you this quick update as to what is really happening onto Sofi Technologies, or what are some of the developments that have been making the Sofi stock to recover, as this is a stock that also we talk a lot about onto this channel, and those of you that have been following us for some time, you can attest to that. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey. And before you load the boat, increase your holdings, or buy Sofi Technologies for the very first time, please do make sure that you do your own due diligence, so that at least you can be comfortable when you are investing into this stock. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey. God bless you all.